Welcome to On-Set Secrets. I'm Nicole.
And I'm Charlotte.
And On-Set Secrets is where we lift the curtain on what life is really like working in film, TV and video production. Today's guest is Mustapha Wehbi. He is head of short form at Slick Films, which basically means he looks after both the short film fund, they have an amazing short film fund at Slick, and also looks after the commercial content as well, which must be a pretty all-encompassing job, right?
Yeah, for sure.
He's run his own company, he's produced and directed his own shorts as well, so he really knows what it's like doing the groundwork of a short film. I think the short film world is something that people have a lot of misconceptions about, so we're here to kind of dispel those and learn from Mustapha what life is really like in short form content. So welcome, Mustapha. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
On-Set Secrets. So you are head of short form at Slick Films. What does that role mean for people who wouldn't know?
So my job encompasses overseeing a slate of short films, which we've got a lot of. I'm also the head of the commercial department, so I deal with client relationships, deliveries, and everything that has to do with a client. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Shorts and commercials, really, anything short form.
Mm-hmm. It's a big beast, though.
It is, yeah. yeah, because you've got to win clients, so you've got to manage the whole pitching situation and, budgets and winning a pitch from another, equally good company. So yeah, it comes with a lot of challenges, but it's fun. It's a nice change from shorts, because shorts can be a lot of work too.
So we always start On-Set Secrets with the foot in the palm door, which is essentially how you got your foot in the door of production world. Because as we know, there's no one route to having a career in production.
And if you have a palm door, then tell us about it.
So how did you get in? How did you kind of start your career?
It was a little different for me than everyone else, because obviously I'm not from the UK, so I'm Lebanese. So I moved here and I got myself a master's degree in film. So that was kind of like the first step. But film school wasn't really the best way into it, because, there's a lot of challenges. But I would say I got a bit lucky because I met people who had access to resources. So I was able to start a company with someone who I met at film school, and kind of like together we got investment, and we sort of started our first business. And then slowly, just working my way up the whole chain of, production managing, line producing, then execing and providing funding to some filmmakers. That's how I eventually met Slick Films, got to work with them, and then joined the company officially 2 years ago. So for me, it kind of came in like two different steps. First, I had to get a degree, because I'm from a business background originally, so that was my first step. And I guess the second one was purely networking, really, like just meeting people and finding investment, to be fair.
And how did you network?
Film school was the first one, and after that, a few film festivals. But again, I got a bit lucky because the people I met at film school already had resources. So, and when I say resources, I mean funding, and they knew investors from abroad. So that gave me an advantage over someone else who didn't have that. So yeah, I'm lucky with that.
And then how did Slick came about? Did you just see the job advertised, or you said you knew?
So Slick was a networking opportunity, really. I met with a VFX supervisor who was looking for funding for his short film, and he sent me his deck, and on the deck it was Slick Films, and I was like that rings a bell, and I Googled them, and I realized it's the company behind The Silent Child, the short film that won the Oscar in 2018. So I was like, okay, cool. How much are you raising? And so we had a chat about that. And I was in a position where the guy I was working with, the funder, he was on the lookout for short films and funding opportunities and getting us exec credits. So we helped them raise money for the short film they were raising for. And that kind of led to a few more after that. And eventually I was a bit too involved in everything. So I would email them and ask them if they need anything or if they're looking for something, and I would try and offer support. And that kind of led to, that just naturally pivoted me into handling some of their short films, which led to me handling the whole slate eventually. So yeah, it was by chance really.
And what does your working week look like? You say you've got
Okay.
that kind of split of commercials
Yeah.
and the short films. Like, what do you have an average week? Is it always changing? Like,
It keeps changing. I keep organizing it over the weekend, but I never really hit the marks. So I try to dedicate, a day for shorts, a day for commercials, a day for just passion projects, then a day to answer, imminent like client deadlines and whatever. But as you know, everybody's got your WhatsApp and they can voice note you, and then it's urgent and they're like, I need this ASAP. So it kind of falls and you end up doing everything all at once. But I do try to like structure things because I've got like the shorts, the commercials, the more work I'm seeking. And so, yeah, I try to structure it.
Yeah.
But I try to do 4 working days and 1 day for just organizing thoughts and passion projects.
oh, I'd love a day of organising thoughts.
Yeah.
That sounds great. I feel like we
Yeah.
need to work that into our schedule. I agree. I think there's like, particularly in our industry, for some reason, there's this urgency all
There's
the
always
time.
a deadline. There's always a post house closing soon.
Or like
there's
something, and like
Yeah.
as you say, there's no more barrier to you. There's like
Yeah.
they can just they're in your pocket all the time. Clients.
There's no 5 p.m. close.
No.
Close the laptop. That's not going to happen. Because sometimes you've got something at 7 p.m. because that's when you can get the feedback. So you have to work around it.
Yeah, we're really trying to change that culture and push that change, because I think it doesn't make good creative work if
No.
everyone is exhausted all the time.
No.
I feel like that's more of an issue in narrative.
Yeah.
than
And passion
non-scripted.
projects too. Like short films. Every time I make a short film, I get sick afterwards. Like I genuinely get sick. I get a fever.
Yeah,
Because of just all the compressed work and the stress, and you bottle everything up, and then you go off for a week. And it's because of the nature of the film.
And because shorts, there's not the money there.
No.
People are doing it alongside their full-time jobs.
Yeah.
The hours then tend to be evenings
Yeah.
and weekends, because
it's
that's when people
bad. Yeah,
aren't
sometimes it's
working.
yeah.
so would you say there's not enough money in short film?
There's
or-
not enough money in shorts, but there's a lot of new opportunities that came up. I mean, Slick Films started the Slick Films Fund. So it's one way to offer filmmakers some private funding rather than public funding, rather than seeking BFI or whatever is available, Film London. But I mean, there's resources, there's financing for shorts, but the payoff isn't there. Like where short films are being shown hasn't been worked on enough. I think that's the main issue, really, because you get streaming services, renewing some really bad reality TV shows for season 5 and 7, whereas they can't buy a short film for 10 grand, for example. Like that needs to change a little bit.
People just love the drama, though, don't they?
Yeah, exactly, exactly. You just want to
Got to get those Mormon wives.
You just want to turn your brain off. Yeah,
Speak for
I'm
yourself.
watching that. I'm watching that at the moment.
I'm more of a
I'm watching
sunset
everything.
girly.
Literally, I'm guilty of it. But I would love to see more short films. I'd love to see a category on any platform like shorts. Just
Yeah.
put them.
You don't
them.
see it often, do you?
You
on,
never see. You
not
only
on
see the
Netflix,
winners.
But
Never.
for example, I think maybe Channel 4 have.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
do.
have some
BBC as
shorts.
well. They all have.
But they're super limited, aren't
Yeah.
they? Like, it's not like, as you say, it's not like a tab where you
Yeah.
get
They don't
loads of
shout about
options.
it. It's just like at the bottom
Yeah.
of the film.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it's usually, when you see them on Netflix, it's like big established directors doing
Or a
their-
nominee somewhere.
Yeah,
or
and
like, yeah.
there's not the opportunity for new filmmakers to come and showcase their
It's very slim.
creativity.
But we're trying to change that. I think it's going to change.
Yeah,
I'm
for
actually optimistic about it.
So why would someone make a short film?
Good question. To learn the craft, really. Look, some people start immediately with a feature film and it works with them. Some people are just naturally authors or whatever, but it's good to start somewhere small. It really, you hone your skills, you learn a lot, because you really don't know how many wrong things you know about something until you do it. So it's like you do a short film, you make all your mistakes, and there's a really good rule that we try to follow at Slick, which is 3 short films before a feature, and try to be creative. Like try to make one for a shoestring, like literally for nothing. Try to make one for 10 grand, and then if you can get 50 grand for one, go for it. But you make it to learn it, and you make it because you love it, really. Because again, you can spend. I'm sure you've done short films. You spend 2 years on a short film from inception to like the final thing, the final festival.
Yeah, the term short film is almost misleading.
It's
Isn't
exactly
it? Short film, but it takes 2 years.
It sucks the life out of you because there's a lot going on and you never get paid, especially if you're a producer or
Yeah.
director or whatever. You don't get paid enough. So you have to do it because you love it, and you have to do it because you've got a voice, and that's one of the really few mediums where you can put your voice in it.
And there's no I guess the perk of, there's no client
Exactly.
giving their opinion.
You're the client, and you're your own boss.
Yeah,
You're
the auteur of it.
Exactly.
And also it's a good proof of concept sometimes too.
Yeah,
So
that too, exactly.
you know.
Some people have an idea to do features or TV shows, and so they do a small 15-minute clip of it, and that's brilliant. That's really a great way to see how your big idea could look like and show it to people who don't know you, because you need to prove, because at the end of the day, funding's available. It's just, who do we trust? Like, who do we give the funding to? Because £1 million is nice, but it's a lot of money, so you need to earn it. Like, to actually get that opportunity.
No one's just going to give it to you out of nowhere. You know?
You mentioned that Slick Films does a film fund.
Yes.
Like, so how does that work?
So we're on Film Freeway.
Yeah.
It's the platform where everyone applies to festivals, but there's a lot of script competitions on there too. So we've got
And that's filmfreeway.co.uk,
Yes.
is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Just so that people don't know. They can
Slick
check it
Films
out.
Fund.
And what do they have to submit?
A script, a short film script up to 25 pages in length in English, but it can be in any language. It's just for the assessment, really. And we've got 2 categories. We've got the main fund, where it's for more established and experienced filmmakers. They have an opportunity to win £10,000 in funding, and a series of resources from consultations from festival directors, from PR agencies. It's all on the website as well. So it's like there's a comprehensive package that we've put together. And there's the First Time Filmmaker Fund, which is tailored for more first-timers, really. Someone who hasn't led their first short yet, or someone in film school, they can apply for a chance to win $3,000 and also more resources. It's cool, yeah. Last year's winner got commissioned by BBC, so they're on iPlayer right now.
Oh, great.
Very
With
cool.
another short?
The same winning
with
short.
this
They
short.
won the fund, and then they got picked up by BBC straight after.
Amazing.
So it got TX'd on the 22nd of May, Rocket Fuel.
Thinking of the life cycle of a short, as we've
Yeah.
touched on, it's not short. It's very
No.
long. Even the film festival process is a year long.
It's minimum.
Yeah, exactly. So could you talk us through the kind of life cycle? So say a filmmaker submits a script, and then what happens?
Okay. To the fund, you mean?
To the fund.
Or just in general?
Well, I guess speaking from the point of view of the fund, but
Yeah.
what I think, because I've made 2 shorts, and
Right.
what I struggled with, I think most, was the after,
Yeah,
because then
what to
you've
do
got
with
this
it.
product and you're
Yeah.
just like, now what?
Yeah.
But yeah, so going from, okay, you've got an amazing script.
It starts from the amazing script, really. So when you've got a script and you're in development and you're still fixing it and raising money, you've got to think about what comes after the post even then, because like you said, you're finished with it, you delivered the film, now what? First, you need to have budgeted for festivals, or just raise more money for festivals, and that can range between 1,500 to $3,000 of submissions.
How do you raise money?
How do you raise money? That's a great question.
We can come back to it.
We can, okay. And then, because I've got like a
It's a whole other
step-by-step
topic.
thing. Yeah. There's a lot of ways. But yeah, I mean, you have to budget for festivals, and you have to think about your promo, because from when the film finishes to your world premiere at the first festival, you've got like 6-8 months, maybe a year. And you need to fill that gap somehow. So you start up like an Instagram account for the film, or you have your own company account, and you need to have thought about the PR that you're going to use, like any BTS, any stills that you've got that you captured. This is as important as the film, really, because the film is 15 minutes. You need to show more to that. You need to have a BTS clip that's
all
5
about
minutes.
marketing.
Yeah, exactly. It's all about what you're selling, what you're showing, because if the goal is to do a feature or a TV show, you need to show that you're into it. You're like, I didn't just do a short film, now please give me money. It's like, I did a short film and I'm behind it. I'm not leaving it to stray. So yeah, when you finish a film, you've got to think about festivals. You've got to think about how you're going to push the film and represent it, and funding. You know how you raise money. That's a tough one, because some people are lucky. For example, they can get money from friends and family, and that's not a wrong way. That's one of the ways. There's a lot of funds, like the Slick Films Fund, the regional funds. Regional funds are actually interesting because they can give you money if you're shooting it in the region. So if you're strategic on, if you're someone from Yorkshire, for example, but you live in London, it's better for you to go and make a film in Yorkshire, really. They're going to give you money if you're making it there. So that's one way. There's also private investment. There's a lot of people who have cash, who want to be in the industry. They want like some form of credit. They want to be on set. They want to talk to an actor. And they're willing to give you 5 or 10 grand for an exec credit.
Right. Where are they?
IMDb
You
credit.
need to know more of these people.
That's where the networking comes in, really.
Yeah.
You've got to just go and, festivals, finance markets. We all know them, like the MIPCOM or whatever. It's like some of them are hard to get to because you need to be established too. But festivals are a great way to go to start, really. And one of the ways could be production companies like, Bridget, supported Egg Timer, which is a film that's off in festivals now. So some production companies can help out co-productions. But yeah, there's various ways. Sometimes you have to put in your own money as well.
Oh yeah,
which
I
is
did
really
for
painful.
Both
but
of mine, but yeah.
Yeah,
But
same.
I think in some ways that's a great thing because we used our savings to fund our short, and that really shows that you put your money where your mouth is.
Yeah.
And then it's on you. You have to deliver this. You've put the investment in. So the stakes will never be higher, right?
Yeah.
Than when it's your own cash.
100%. And I mean, it's a huge risk to put your own money, but if I trust someone who does it. Really, I trust them more because, like you said, if you've saved, especially if you're a business as well, I know what it's like to have, cash in a business. It's like it's really important to put your heart in it, and that's one way. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it also shows that you're serious about it, and it shows that you're willing to sacrifice and to actually do the work.
Yeah.
Which I think it's a good thing. And also when it's your own money, then there's definitely no one else that can have a say because you're like that. It's fully self-funded, so it's my vision, and no one else is gonna kind of tell me or dictate what I should and shouldn't do.
Yeah. There's also a risk, by the way, which is, again, we've all experienced, but when it's all you and it's all your money and it's your idea, there's a risk of you being so attached to it that you stop seeing how bad it is, and you kind of need someone else to come in and tell you, hey, here's a
Tommy
few
was
notes.
so in the room.
Yeah, but cult film now.
True.
Eventually it happens, whatever you set your mind to might not happen straight away, but eventually it does. But yeah, I mean, it's just being critical about your work's important. Just detaching yourself from it is really important because you need to think about people who are going to watch it. Like, we're lucky in Slick to be connected to some festival directors, and we hear it straight from them. If the intro is not good enough, if the intro is boring, we skip to the next one. Like, you can't blame them. They've got like 5,000 films to watch.
Yeah,
so
that's true. And also, we try and advise in Bridget too. We get sent a lot of scripts and a lot of shorts, and it's like, for a company to invest, they have to see a return on that. You know, and then it's not a charity or like an altruistic thing. As much as we want to support and develop young filmmakers, there has to be talent there, obviously. And if you're watching it and you can't imagine seeing it on TV, like I always ask, can you picture this on telly? Like, would you sit and watch this? And like, if the answer's no, then it's probably
not a good idea.
Not a good idea.
100%. If it's there's something as well we keep saying at work. It's like, if it's not a hell yes, it's a no. And yeah, the idea might be good. you know, the subject might be attractive, but is it watchable? You know, is it something that someone, a stranger, is going to sit and watch and give you a thumbs up? So yeah, it's good to think about those. A lot of directors will disagree, by the way, just because a director is very, you know, into their world. They have a story, they have something they want to communicate, and so they don't care about the audience reacting. They don't care. Okay, I don't care if someone doesn't watch it. I just want to tell my story, and that's fine.
Yeah. It's probably because we come from commercial.
We're all
worlds.
exactly.
Someone has to
Someone has
watch
to
it,
watch it,
though.
Someone has to watch it. Yeah, I mean, if you I mean,
Otherwise, what are you making it for?
yeah, a director might say myself. You know, I'm making it for myself, but I mean, I'm not like that. I don't.
You know, I understand the having a vision, and sometimes I'm really admiring of people who are so steadfast in their
Yeah.
vision, because I'm not like that at all. I'm super collaborative, and I'll always listen to someone's opinion and often
Yeah.
you know, take it on
Same.
board. And but I do admire sometimes when someone's got such a vision. They're like, nope, this is the way, and this is how. And like,
Yeah.
you know, obviously
It's
sometimes it
comforting,
doesn't work.
actually.
But sometimes it's like, actually, you get to the end of the production, you think, actually, yeah,
Yeah,
like
they were right.
They were right to stick to their guns about that. Okay, so we've got to, you've shot the film and you've made it,
Yeah.
and it's finally finished the post-production process,
Yeah.
which can
And
take
be
ages.
open for pickups. Pickups are, you know,
Is
don't.
that common in
Yes,
shorts?
it should be more common than ever, actually, because
What's the reason for that, do you think?
because the way the film's on the script is never going to be the way you shot it. So once you shoot the film, you have to forget the script. You have to work with what you've got. That's how I really like go about it. That's how we go about it. And sometimes there's going to be some gaps because you didn't have time to capture this, or the schedule was tight. So be open to go back with the skeleton crew. Just get the camera, really roll it, get your missing bits, because it changes a film, honestly.
What's the sort of standard shoot length for a short? Let's say it's 25 minutes long.
A 25-minute short film.
Yeah. Or
You
would that
need like minimum 5 days.
5 days? Yeah.
Minimum for 20. I mean, it depends. If it's like one location or two locations, you could maybe do 6-7 pages a day. But if you've got like a lot going on, a lot of dialogue, you need like 3-4 pages a day. Yeah. But I'm not a first AD, so like I might just be a bit off. But this is on average roughly how it is.
And then, you know, once you've done your pickups, as you
Yeah.
say, and then you've finished the post-production process, then what?
then you start. So you gather all your assets, your poster, your trailer, your stills, your director bio, all those. You make yourself a Film Freeway page, and you know I say Film Freeway because there's no other way. And then you submit. You make yourself a strategy, and the strategy bit is really important. Now we've got companies that can give you a strategy, which is fine if you can pay for it. But you have to be a bit critical about your film, because a lot of people finish short films and start applying to TIFF and Sundance and Cannes and Venice. It's like, yeah, you can, but they choose like one film out of 5,000. So be realistic with your strategy, and because you know, those submissions are expensive. They can be upwards of $80, $90. So it's a lot of money. So yeah, submit
You
to
actually
festivals.
keep back your budget for film festivals, because often you spend all the money on the short,
Yeah.
and then you
You
have
spend them all on
more
the
money
pickups
to
as well,
spend,
then you
yeah.
have nothing.
Yeah, so yeah, put a portion of your budget aside.
But
for-
like literally 1,500, like 1,500 is enough, I'd say. And yeah, there's a lot of good, you know, BAFTA, BIFA, Oscar qualifying festivals that you can hit. They're all supportive. Research some festivals, because some festivals show the same films every year. And when I say that, I mean the same theme or the same topic. So if you just dedicate some time for it, you'll end up with a really good strategy. You'll get your laurels. You'll go to festivals and networks, and it takes you to the next step, whether it's another short film or a TV commission or whatever.
Do you work in other genres aside from narrative? Do you work in documentary as well? Or?
Yeah, we've got a documentary out, which is called The Edge of Existence. It's a feature documentary. We've got another one in the works right now. It's in the edit. Hasn't started yet, but it's in post. We do documentaries, and but most of our work is narrative. It's either independent short film or commissioned short films. But yeah, we just a little bit of documentaries when we can. because they are also expensive, and they're probably more, they take longer than shorts. Like the one that's in the edit now has been going on for 5 years.
Wow.
It's 5 years of 150 hours of filming footage. The editor's actually going to sit like 8 weeks just watching the footage before he starts
Wow.
making an assembly. So
8
Making
weeks of
notes.
watching.
yeah,
God, that's
imagine
yeah,
sitting for
that's
2 months
intense.
just watching footage,
Yeah.
and then potentially like having to bin 80% of it. I mean, you will, because it's a 2-hour documentary.
So the film fund only covers narrative, essentially.
Yeah, we get a lot of questions actually. A lot of people have animations and documentaries. I mean, we're open really. It's not just for narrative short films. I mean, we've never done an animated film, so I wouldn't say we're open to that. But we do. We're open. You know, if a good script comes along, amazing. But we're open. Yeah, we're open.
And then, okay, so let's say you've done the festival, you've got into some
Yeah.
BAFTA qualifying ones, and then what?
So while that's happening, you've got to keep your Instagram game on point, as in update your audience and interact, post and do all of those. But your world premiere is important. It's really hard to get the world premiere of your dreams. But if you get into one that's a qualifier, any of the qualifiers, that's great. And then after you get that, everything else starts to roll in, really. So after the first one's out of the way, you get a lot of others. Let's say you submitted to 80 festivals. Odds are you're going to get into 10 or 12. That's kind of like the rate. So you use that to network. You use that to attend those events, and use those laurels on your work, on your assets. And if you're lucky enough to get into, I don't know, BIFAs or BAFTAs or Oscars, then we can start talking about distribution, because really those are the ones that get sold. Yeah. Yeah, I can talk about distribution as well if you'd like.
Yeah, go
that's,
for it.
that's
Yeah,
a
go for it.
different. Yeah.
It's a side of the industry as well that, again,
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
it's not really known or like
No,
spoken
no.
about, because the fun jazzy bit is the making,
Yeah.
but then actually like what happens after the film is made is equally as important as
So the
the
sad
making.
thing about distribution in shorts is you kind of need an award. You need to
Okay.
win something, because whoever's buying the short cares about that. They care about how shiny it is. So you have to impress. You have to have an impressive festival run, and then there's a few sales agents and or short film distributors available that can help you sell the film. And you can sell it to networks like, Netflix, Amazon, and Disney. They all buy short films. We don't see them. I don't know why, but they buy short films. We've sold to some of them. You can sell to airlines, for example. Airlines buy short films. They don't give a lot, but it's nice exposure. It's nice to have it on there. Yeah, I can't think of more, really. Those are it. Sometimes
Quite interesting. The airlines would
Yeah.
never have
Yeah,
thought
I
that.
no, we've sold to some airlines. They really don't pay, but we get the odd Instagram message from someone who's like, "Hey, I'm on this flight to LA and I saw your film," and they take a photo. It's nice, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
it's
cool.
cool. You never know who's going to be on that flight watching.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But yeah, I mean, selling it's really tough. There's a lot of opportunities. Like, I'm sure you've heard of some YouTube channels that buy short films. They don't really buy them, really. They just agree to put them on their channel because they've got like 3 or 4 million subscribers, which is great. It's great exposure. Doesn't really get you any money, but that's not the point with a short film. You do a short film knowing you're losing all that money. You're not making it back. You only make it back if you win an Oscar or a BAFTA. That's it.
Yeah.
It's essentially a marketing tool for your skills,
Yeah.
I suppose, a short.
Literally, it's that's what I tell my accountant as well, because when he's like looking at the company accounts and everything, is like, why did you guys spend this much on a short film? Like, consider it marketing spend. That's literally it.
Does Slick make long form as well?
We've got a slate of features. We're trying to raise funding for. We're focused on the debut feature for the owners of Slick, Chris and Rachel. It's part funded right now, so that's promising. But yeah, the dream is to do features, really.
Yeah.
I mean, we love short films, and the reason we started the fund is so we can actually have a step back from being involved in shorts, because usually we were just open to submissions,
Yeah.
reading and everything. But it's all through the fund now, so
Yeah.
people have to pay for us to read it, which I know sucks, but it's got to be sustainable.
What's the entry fee?
It ranges. You've got early
Okay.
deadlines, late,
Fine,
regular
fine, fine.
deadlines. It doesn't go over 45 quid.
Okay, that seems reasonable.
And it's as low as 20 quid. So
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
accessible for people.
it's accessible. We give a lot of codes as
Yeah.
well. You know, when we host a webinar or whatever, if you attend it, we give 25, 30% discounts. Yeah, some circumstances we offer full waivers. We really want people to enter, like we really want people to participate in it. Because the judging process is interesting. We've got like a select number of readers, and we've made it in a way where really the most captivating script wins. So it's not just about like you could submit a story about the most important topic in the world, but that doesn't necessarily get you the prize. It's very intricate.
What are you looking for? I'm sure there'll be lots of people watching who will be interested in applying.
Yeah.
Like, what are you looking for in that script?
You know, like I said before, if it's not a hell yes, it's a no. If it's not a hell yes, it's a no. As in, it has to have meaning. It has to be about some sort of subject matter, or there has to be a message at the end of it that you take, either learn for the first time or just reaffirms or reinstates something you already know. And it just has to be entertaining, really. So it doesn't have to be about anything serious, as long as it's entertaining. Like the previous winner, Rocket Fuel, it's a comedy, but it's a comedy based in Bradford. It's about, local people in the area, council estate. It's a funny little short film that, the writer just scribbled and wrote and submitted it. And it just literally won reader after reader. And when we were just doing the final judgments, we were like, what the hell is, like, why is it on top? Like, we have to read it. And it's really, even the style of writing has a really big impact. Like, if it's easy to read, then amazing, It can be like Egg Timer, for example. It's just a funny film, but it's also about something really important that people need to know about, or people need to at least see that type of struggle
Yeah.
a human's going through. So
On screen, yeah.
yeah. So write about something you know is what I would tell everyone. Write about something you know, and just let it come out and just see how it goes. You'll learn from the experience anyway.
What's the biggest misconception about your job role? Either that you had, so like the thing that you do in your job where you're like, I never thought I would have to do this,
Right.
or that other people have about your role.
Biggest misconception would be that there's a lot that you have to do yourself, and I'm sure you would know this from, changing the website or like editing stuff that are just so admin-y and boring. When you're a part of an entity or a business that you have to do, someone's doing it, it's you.
So what? It's me.
There's no like IT department, we're not there yet to have a department for stuff. But also it's that, so basically things can't really go your way. Like, things are going to happen, and it's all about how you're going to react to it, right? So you can come in thinking, oh, I want to make a film and I want to win the Oscar. Good, great target. But odds are you're probably not going to raise 50K, you're probably going to raise 35K. And then you have to tailor your film to that. You have to cut some scenes. You have to, you're going to have a dream. And I'm not saying it's going to be crushed. It's going to be edited. You're going to alter it because you're going to find out that some things are not exactly how they are in your mind. And what you see online, what you see people talk about is not always accurate. Or, some people lie when they, oh yeah, I wrote this in whatever. And no, it's like, it could be true, but also you just don't be caught up with people's journeys. You're going to have your own.
I think, amazing. Yes, of course. Aim for that Oscar win, aim for that BAFTA win. But it is akin to being a Premier League footballer.
Be open for life. Be open for how life is going to...
Manage your expectations.
Yeah,
yourself.
Exactly. Because you finish school, you finish uni, let's say, and then you've got to think about rent as well. You've got, because most of us are going to be thinking, anyone listening to this probably has rent. So it's like, you've got to think about things that your dream doesn't necessarily help you with. So there's a bit of that.
And actually, sometimes some of the best creativity comes out of those parameters.
Yeah.
And those, as you say, you've not got you've got a 10K deficit in your budget that you need to fill, but actually you know, you could think of it as, oh my God, I've got to lose this scene.
Yeah.
But it may be that the film was better without the scene to begin with, you know?
Yeah. A lot of
Sometimes.
scenes look good on paper. They're bad on screen. You've got to lose them. And also, by the way, like speaking of people who have day jobs as well, and they do this on the side. I mean, I love it when I get an email at 8 p.m., for example, or 9 p.m. from someone I know has a day job, but they're producing or line producing one of our films, because we work with a lot of freelancers, all of which have jobs, because everybody's doing it on their own time. So it really feels great to see someone email me late at night, because I know they finished their work, they finished what they need to do, and now they're like sitting at home doing what they want to do. And I don't know, something about it is nice.
But it does give that always on, and you have to
Yeah,
then
yeah.
read their
No,
email.
you can ignore them.
Yeah,
Leave like
you
a
can-
tiny message at the end. I'll reply in my own
Yeah.
time, something like that.
And I suppose it might be worth talking about the fact that everybody thinks this industry is so glamorous. So
Yeah.
do you think the industry is glamorous?
No, it's not glamorous. It's like any other industry. It's a business. You know, like you've got people who want to make money, and you've got people who want to make art, like products. And you know, it's always a battle between the art and the product. So you've got the people with the actual money, like the studios, the networks, the commissioners. They don't care about your feelings. Like they don't care about what you want to achieve from your work. They care about eyes, who's going to watch it, how long, how much money it's going to make, and whether I can renew another season. And then you just need to sit there and weigh, you know, what you can sacrifice and what, because you know you've got your own morals, like in terms of like as a director or a writer or a producer, like you've got your own things, your own voice. You've got to edit that to meet some deadlines or to meet some rules or whatever's. Yeah, but it's not glamorous at all. No, I wouldn't say that.
Are there any changes that you think need to be made in this industry? And I suppose like maybe you would cater this question more towards kind of like short form, but you can talk about whatever you
Changes.
think. Yeah, like for a more positive kind of outcome, or like a more positive way of working.
Yeah, I think like studios. I think people with budgets, with pockets, need to rethink where they put their resources in, because you know, with short films, no one gets paid a decent rate. We're all getting like nothing. If you're a head of department, odds are you're not really getting much. So there should be a payoff for that, and the payoff in my mind is exposure. So you know, if the big players can buy more short films, which is the change I'm looking for, I feel like a lot of people would make more short films, because then there's the opportunity to put it on the Netflix or the Amazon or whatever, and get eyes on it. And I feel like you won't have a hard time as a producer, let's say, with crew, because it's really hard to get crew. It's really hard to talk to someone and say, hey, give me 13 hours of your day and I'm going to pay you £100. Like, it's really hard to do that. And a lot of people achieve it, and no one realizes how hard it is to really produce something, knowing that everyone giving you their hours is not getting paid enough. So I think I'm not saying we should spend more money on shorts, because that shouldn't be the case. I think we should, you know, the payoff should be better. They should go somewhere. They shouldn't stay on Vimeo. They shouldn't stay somewhere private with a private password. They should be out there. So you know, the second AC's name pops up on the credit, and they feel like, okay, I can do more shorts.
Yep, that's very true.
Yeah.
Great answer. So we always end with a pit versus peak of your career. So
Pit versus peak. Okay.
the most
That's fun.
challenging, you know, time, that could be a particular project or just like general time,
Okay.
and then the kind of most shiny, kind of best bit of your career so far.
Cool. Okay. I'll start with the pit. I once had a whole budget frozen in a bank account because of like a bank error. So I couldn't do anything for 2 months. And when I say budget, I mean like 300K frozen from an error, a banking internal error. Woke up one day, opened the account, and it wasn't there.
That
yeah.
makes me feel ill.
Yeah.
Hearing
I
that.
was ill for 2 months until I got myself like a lawyer to email the bank, threaten them, and then the bank just simply the next day they gave me the money back. And I was like, wait, what happened? They're like, well, we don't know. That
Yeah,
happened.
why couldn't they just like
That
sort
happened
out
to me
instantly?
December 27,
Name and shame the
2019.
bank.
He knows the exact day it happened.
Yeah.
December 27, 2019.
December 17, 2019. And I got the money back February 17, 2020.
What bank was this?
I'm not going to name it. I don't want to get you in trouble. I don't want to get myself in
Yeah,
trouble.
no. Let's keep.
I don't want them to
It's
open
a
the file
real
now and say,
story.
like, hey, what happened? Why did we give him his money back?
Yeah, no. That is shocking. That's sickening. Ugh.
Yeah, that was the pit. I literally woke up the day before I had so much money. The next day I had nothing. But it was, it was a real lesson. It was really humbling. Because there was nothing really to learn from it, but it was like, oh, fuck, anything can happen. Like, really anything can happen.
That's insane. I've never heard of that.
That was the biggest pit.
Before.
I remember being so stressed and having like new pimples on my face just because of how bad it all was. You know.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh. And then
Now peak.
Pain.
Yeah. Okay. Let's get the energy of that.
Let's forget about that. It's in the past. Peak would be, I wrapped on my short last September. It was a really challenging one because again, I know I'm head of department and whatever, but I still need to raise money for my short film. So it's not like I can open the bank account and get whatever. So it was a peak because we filmed in 8 locations. We had a Steadicam. We had a rickshaw, so literally the motorcycle thing where the Steadicam sits on. We had a drone. So I kind of hit my whole wish list of I want to make a big production short film, high concept, bring all the toys, let my DOP do whatever. And we spent so much on it. I mean, I spent so much on it. But it felt really good when we wrapped it because it's been like 2 years in the making and just putting together and raising the money for it. So I'm really proud of just whatever it does. It's not in festivals yet. It's still in the edit. But whatever it does, just so happy we did that. Because every time I wasn't meant to produce it. Every time we interview a producer, they would come in, it's like, I love the film, whatever. I have notes. And they're like suggesting to cut scenes. And I'm like, I don't want to cut anything. Like, I know this needs a drone. I know a guy who can do this. Or like, you know, this is a risky shot because he's on a bike and we need to follow him on a rickshaw. So I want to do it though. So I didn't want to be in a place where I regret not doing it. But yeah, that was it.
And can you tell us what it's called and when it's going to festivals?
Yeah, the film's called Kit. It's a drama, and it's probably going to go into festivals. We're going to start submitting in June.
Okay.
So probably in the like August, October rounds of selections, hopefully. I'm really excited for it, yeah.
Well, thank you so much for
Thank
giving
you,
your
no.
time. And I think this has been so useful. Definitely really insightful for people who wanting to make their first short or raise funding for a short. I think we've covered so much there. Amazing.
Thank you for having me. And yeah, I hope whatever I say helps. And yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you. Well, yeah, that was like really interesting. I didn't really know a lot about short form at all because it's not a world that I've really been immersed into.
Yeah, I've directed a couple of shorts and it's so interesting hearing it obviously from that kind of, when you're making a short, you're in it and it's super, you're so close to it. But then hearing from Mustapha as like someone who's overlooking a plethora of shorts and, you know, what really works, what you have to do and how kind of cutthroat you need to be about it as well is really interesting. And the life cycle of a short too, because it's not short, it's long.
It also sounds very time consuming and kind of relentless in a sense. It's like there's no, you know, get up, you know, there's no relax at any point.
For very little monetary reward. So you're really doing it to pull in
For passion,
and hook those bigger fish, you know, those opportunities too.
Yeah.
No, really, really interesting and insightful stuff.
We hope you've enjoyed this episode. And as always, if you enjoyed listening, please subscribe. Let us know what you liked in the comments. And if there's anyone that you want to hear from, then just let us know.
Give us a follow on the Instagram and drop us a little DM if you want to see a crew member that you haven't seen represented on Set Secrets. We will definitely get them on. Thank you.
Thanks for listening. Bye.